call the Town of Delafield Plan Commission meeting to order. The flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The first item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes of March 4th, 2025. Are there any comments on the minutes?
A motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. Tim, is there still, and Justine, is there any unfinished business?
No.
Okay, so there's still no unfinished business.
Right.
And then with respect to new business, the first item is the consideration and possible action on a request from Tricia Tetzloff, N41 W28088 Gleek Road, for an approval of a certified survey map to reconfigure 3 existing lots. Tax keys number DELT 0724991001.
All right. What I've shown up on the screen are the 3 lots. You'll see that lot that's indicated as 990. That is currently a landlocked parcel. It is owned by the people that own the land that's off of how do you say it? Ishpatan. Sorry. I should have practiced that one. Ishpatan Lane, which is really comes out of the city of Pewaukee, but they are Town of Delafield residents. And so what this certified survey map does is that it takes those 3 lots and basically reconfigures it so we end up with 2 lots, and that 990 becomes part of Lot 1, which is the Tetzloff property, and then it's the other property owner would own Lot 2. They both would have access off of a public road, and one thing that happened, this came before us a while back. We're just probably the only one that would probably remember that, but there was an issue with a shared easement along Glacier Road to an adjacent property from Lot 1. It was property to the west. They have eliminated that shared easement, and so it's not part of it. They recorded a document that basically removed that easement from this property. So that is not an issue anymore. The surveyor actually has addressed all my technical corrections on this. And this is not in the shoreline zoning district for the county, so that this does not need county approval on that. And therefore, I'm recommending approval of the CSM dated April 9th, 2025.
Motion that we recommend to the town board approval of the CSM dated April 9th, 2025.
Second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Then the next item of business is consideration and possible action on a request from Dominic Mudlack, Newman Developments, to approve the size of monument signs for Welshire Farm subdivision at the Gulf Road and Glen Cove Road entrances. Okay.
All right, up on the screen, we don't have the layout on the GIS yet, so I'm sure that will be coming at some point in time, but the roads that connect where they're going to have the monument sign is off of Glen Cove, and at the across the entrance from High Point, and then on Gulf Road there's the entrance. If you've been by there, they have an entrance off of Gulf Road that they have prepared. They have a median, and then that's where the other one's going to be. This next slide kind of shows you where it's going to be located. So on the left side there, this shows where it is. It's actually on Outlot 7, which is owned by the HOA. It is not in the right-of-way of any sort. And it's what I asked for here on this drawing, the green lines and the red lines indicate the vision corners. Green is county and red is the towns. And we wanted to make sure that they were back from those vision corner easements, and they are. On Glen Cove Road, which is the one on the right, they are going to have that sign, and that's going to be in the median. That is also an outlot, okay? So that's not right-of-way, that's an outlot, and it's going to be set back, I think it was 10 feet from the median on that. And I'm just going to go to the next one. This is the one that is on Glen Cove, and so the one on Glen Cove that's closest to Glen, I'm sorry, the entrance off of Glen Cove. The low part of this particular sign is actually the part that's closest to Glen Cove Road. So if someone comes up to the stop sign at, out of the subdivision and they're waiting at Glen Cove Road, this sign will not block the vision that goes to either, well, obviously.
So is that two-sided then?
Is this sign two-sided? It is, yes. So, but it looks the same on both sides on that. So what the code allows is we can't deal with content of the sign, but we can deal with size of the sign. So this size is 6.5 feet at the tallest point. It is about 12 or 10 feet in the other direction. We always require the town of Delafield to be put on our signs so people know actually where they are, where our municipality is, and that's a sign that it doesn't count against their size necessarily, but we do put it in mainly for direction, so people say, so they know that this particular development is in the town of Delafield. The next sign is the one off of Gulf Road. You look at, in that drawing that I showed you, it's kind of got a shape. It's kind of, the part that's Wellshire Farm is flat and it's got wings on it that kind of are bent back. And that's how this one looks. This one is 10 feet tall and about 14 feet wide as the whole thing. The sign itself is much smaller. Our code really only counts the part that has the words on it and the frame for where the words would go there. Once again, the Plan Commission can approve the size of the sign, so if you have comments on the size, we can talk about that. I believe in my report I indicated that there are some other signs in the area that I looked at. A lot of subdivision signs are in the range of 7 to 10 feet. There are some commercial signs on Gulf Road that are, I think OAW. I think I mentioned that that was 10 feet. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you said 10 feet for OAW.
10 feet for OAW, and I think the church was 12 feet, Dayspring. A little bit, the issue about Dayspring was that it's actually below the road, and so I think at that time we allowed them to have a sign that kind of started low because it actually ends up about the same height above the road as OAW does. But Dayspring is actually 10 feet. So this one is 10 feet tall. Obviously, that's just the structure, and then the words are where the words are is below that. So, based on the sizes that they're proposing, I don't have an issue with those, since they really are not excessive signs, in my opinion, based on the proposed locations. I mean, I think this one that's off of Gulf Road and being on an outlot is set further back. It's really a part of the larger, they only have half that subdivision done, so it will serve as the sign for the other side of the easterly side of the subdivision as well. So I think that they're reasonable in size for this development. Recommending approval of both.
Are the signs going to be lit?
Pardon?
Are the signs going to be lit?
Yeah.
Ryan Fritsch, Newman Developments. Thanks for having us back. It's been a while. We did not intend to light the signs. For the Gulf Road entrance, there will be a street light within the median, so we figured that would serve as sufficient lighting. And then off of Glen Cove Road, in one of the previous, it might have been a town board meeting, but there was some feedback on excessive lighting. So we just decided to exclude it entirely off of Glen Cove.
Oh, off of Glen Cove, okay.
So it's gonna be lit by the street light on Golf and no lighting on Glen
No
Cove?
lighting on Glen Cove,
Okay.
right.
Correct.
And just, what's the material on the barn door?
It'd be reclaimed barnwood is the backdrop. Yeah, and then the stone is actually from the former barn foundation, so we plan to reuse it. I'm sure you guys have driven by and seen the walls that do remain. So the walls that were not structurally sound, we did salvage that material and intend to utilize all those boulders for constructing these.
Is there going to be anything built on that property? Or the Gulf?
Off the Gulf Road entrance, the berm will be directly behind it.
It's an outlot, so there's no buildings on that.
Correct, so that's within the 100-foot landscape easement, or part of the outlot, excuse me.
So is that why it was determined to put it on that side as opposed to the west side, because that's an outlot and the west side is not an outlot?
The west side is also an outlot. The west side also is where the existing foundation remains. So this just it really complements each other.
Is the existing foundation being repurposed or reconstructed or something done with it?
Yeah, we'll be tuck pointing it and just backfilling for safety purposes. Otherwise, just remaining as is. It's a little bit of cleanup work, but that's the extent of it.
So will there be signage on that existing foundation then? or
There
is
will
it-
not be.
Okay, because this obviously captures traffic going west, but there's not signage for people going east, so
Correct.
just curious.
So heading west, you won't see this sign.
Correct.
You'll see it when you get up to the entrance, and it's large enough to see. The other thing just to note is that to the west of that entrance, the outlot is also gonna be their park,
Right.
so. Right next, that's still an outlot that's gonna have a park.
Correct.
I don't have a problem with having fewer lights anywhere, but, I mean, the three other subdivisions that abut Glen Cove all have lit stone signs, so I know that that's totally relevant for purposes of continuity. This could be lit with landscape lighting, uplighting, so my 2 cents.
Until like a certain time.
I believe all the other lights stay on all night on the 3 other subdivisions that attach to Glen Cove, one directly to the west, straight across the street.
I know ours stays on all night.
They're not requesting the light.
Yeah, so, I mean, the only reason I brought up the lighting question was if it was gonna be lit, I just wanted to ensure that the lights weren't gonna glare into oncoming traffic or glare, because there are some of the lights in the town that the lights do, blind you if you're coming at it at the wrong angle, so.
Right. Yeah, the proposal is unlit.
Unlit sign is the request.
Correct.
And this does not go to the town board, though, just so you know.
I concur with Engineer Barbeau's report. I do not consider the size of the proposed signs to be excessive, and neither sign will impact traffic safety. Therefore, I make a motion that we approve the signs as presented this evening.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Thank you.
And Rebo, any other business that we have to address?
No discussion.
Okay. So then the next meeting is June 3rd, 2025.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, the motion carries. Good evening, everyone.
Thank you.
Just a note on the June 3rd, there will